Hey, what's up? So we got a question about discount brokerages. So discount brokerage, you see them all the time in our area. Redfin is one of the major discount brokerages. And the question from the seller was like, how effective are they? So I like to show you how we measure effectiveness. All right. So what we do is we just go into MLS and we look up all of the activity, right, for Redfin, right? So in this case, this is every home within a 25 mile radius that Redfin has sold over the past 60 days. Okay. So, and this is everything. This is things that have sold, things that have withdrawn, things that have canceled. We want to look at the results. Okay. So, the reason why we want to look at the results is simply because it can tell us a really, really true story, an accurate story of their success rates. And when it comes down to selling homes, it's not necessarily about you know, like just how long a home sits on the market or, how it presents to the market. It's really about like success, like how effective are you at when you list the home, right? You getting it to sold. Now, there's a lot of stuff that's in between that, but when you list the home to you getting it sold, like what's your effective rate? So it's real simple. So we look at the withdrawals. These are homes that they tried to sell and the seller withdrew. And these homes on average have been on the market a good amount of time. This is almost 60 days. They had 167 closed. Expired, these are homes that have been on the market on an average of 112 days. It expired. The seller was like, look, I'm expired out of the contract. I'm gonna keep it moving. And then this is canceled. This is where someone after on average 190 days have said, look, I'm canceling this. I'm gone. Like we're moving in a different direction, right? So the really easy way of finding out your Redfin success rate is, all right, so you just take the cancel 44 plus the expires 27 plus the withdrawals 14, and that's 85 homes, right? And you just take 85 divided by the total amount of homes that they've had, which is 252. So that means there's a 34% chance that your home will not sell with Redfin, right? So over the past 60 days, if I go 25 miles that way, this way, that way, all the way up into DC, all the way over into Prince George's and Charles County, if I go down south to Stafford, if I go out west out to Loudoun, up to Fairfax, all of Prince William County, there is a 34% chance that your home will not sell if you list it with Redfin, right? So those are the numbers that I'm concerned about. Those are the numbers that a lot of our sellers are concerned about, right? It's one thing to get a discount. It's another thing to not get your home sold at all, right? So as you start to think about when you're listing your property, make sure that you're thinking about those stats. Our stats are very close to 100%, right? Every home that we list, we generally sell. Sometimes there's some difficult conversations around pricing. Sometimes there's some readjustments around strategy. But when we take a home, we're not just listing a home for what if, right? And it seems as if companies like Redfin are just listing these homes for, as if I told you that there is a 66% chance that your let's say your doctor's surgery is going to be successful, you probably say no. Well, same thing with your house. If I told you there was a 64 or 66% chance that your home would sell, you would probably have pause. So let's talk a little bit more about your home. These are just things that we're always studying and making sure that people are informed about what's going on. All right, talk.